All right, hello everyone. We are live. Give me a minute, and I need to share this link out with a few people, and we'll be good to go. Right now, we'll see this. First live stream minting something. Live now. Share. It's probably going to be a little quiet to begin with because this is a Dutch auction starting at 5 ETH. Price per token 5 ETH. Can you see that? Maybe we've got to zoom in a bit. Let's do this. Starts at 5 ETH, and then every 5 minutes it rests. It reduces to a resting price of 0.1. So we'll go from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2.5, 2, and so on and so forth. So I don't anticipate almost anyone buying at the 5 ETH mark, but you never know. All right, let me tweet this out as well. Well, I'll do it here. Created Dutch auction. So now close that. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in chat or in the Art Blocks channel in ZenAcademy. I'll keep an eye on both. Where is it? Do you think we have too many channels? I think we have too many channels. There we go. Hello, hello. All right, so what is the drop? I mean, Ancient Courses of Fictional Rivers. I'm honestly really, really excited for this one. I mean, just to me, the art is highly appealing. I think. Hang on, let me show. I'll bring up some sample images. Outputs. Where are we? Blue chips, art blocks, and then announcements. Staging. So one of the beauties of art blocks is you can often see some of the test mints before you mint to decide if you want to mint, what it looks like. So we can see here we're on the staging site of art blocks. This is not the real art blocks. Yeah, I mean, I just love the way that it just sort of like animates with the rivers at first, and then just the background, the topography. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's really cool. I love this style. And then if you scroll down, you can see like a whole bunch of different samples and outputs, and they're all quite different. I know that we're not really watching the Dutch auction right now, but I'm quite certain that nothing exciting is happening yet. So let's just watch some art. This one's wild. All right. Let's go back to, so this is the real Art Block site. I'm going to connect to purchase, connect my MetaMask wallet. And where is it? Where'd you go, MetaMask? Sign. Please sign this message. I'm not paying any gas. Everyone knows my wallet. It's public. All right. So if I wanted to, I could mint now. I could click purchase, and then it'll pop up, and you can see the mint price is 5 ETH. Estimated gas fee 0.03. You can edit that, but I don't want to pay 5 ETH. I think that the price will lower, and I will be able to buy it at a cheaper price, which makes a little more sense to my mind. So, we can already see it's already down to 4 ETH. So every 5 minutes, price is going to drop, and 5, 4, 3, 2.5, etc. Where do I think it's going to drop to, and what do I want to buy at? In terms of where do I think it's going to drop to, it's sort of like anyone's guess. No one really knows. No one really knows. Like, it just depends. That's the beauty of Dutch auctions. It's sort of like it depends on demand. It depends on like just the specific artist and the drop and how many people are online and willing to spend whatever amount. Um, Based on the last couple of months of art blocks, it's hard to say, but I mean, I guess I would be um, I would be thinking it'll be somewhere in like the 1.5 to 0.5 range. I know that that's a large range, but yeah, I mean, we've seen some lately drop lower. We haven't seen too many selling out like higher than that for a while, I think. But basically the beauty of Dutch auctions is that we'll start to get an idea. We'll see when people start minting, when people start buying, and so my sort of plan and strategy is from basically all Dutch auctions is to wait until I see other people minting, and then I want to mint because obviously the longer you wait, sort of the cheaper you get the piece. And so then how do you know when other people are minting? Well, for starters, you can it will just tell you here like one of 1,000 minted. As more people mint, this will update. However, this is sort of a little bit delayed in the sense that you could have like hundreds of pending transactions that like all will come through within a blink of an eye, and then if you're waiting for this to sort of start to increase in numbers, you might end up missing your window. So then what we really want to look at is the Etherscan. Now Etherscan is it's just a website that it's sort of like the best. Let me zoom in a bit. It's right here. It's the Ethereum Blockchain Explorer. So if you want to uh, look at what's happening on the blockchain, this is a really great way to look at it. So you can put in any ETH address or contract address. So I'm going to put in mine, Zeneca.eth. Search. We'll say it resolves. So this right here, this is my Ethereum address. Click on it, and then you can see like all of the transactions that I've made. It's all public information. I interacted with the Gem contract last night. I interacted with Interleave, or I sent some money there. I sent some money here. ERC 721 token transactions. You can see all the crap that gets airdropped to me, just like nonstop. Like, just these are all just like Bored Ape Yacht Club time, like collab with Color Pencil. This is all the garbage that gets airdropped to me. Anyway, let's go back to. So we want to find out what's happening on the art blocks. So, how do you find the art blocks contract? So we have it pinned in the ZenAcademy Discord. Where is it? Here. So if you're in the Discord, well, Raytron has already posted it here, but you can also go to the pin messages, and click here, pending transactions contract, and you'll see there's no pending transactions yet. Is it the same one here? Yeah, it's the same contract. So what this means is this will update when there are pending transactions. When people start minting, you'll see them here. And how did I find this in the first place? How do you find the contract? So probably the easiest way. Well, I mean, there's a few easy ways. One of the easiest ways is just to go to OpenSea. So let's go OpenSea, and then find any art blocks piece. Let's click on screens. And this works for whatever project you're trying to find the contract for. It doesn't have to be art blocks. So you click through, you find an NFT, and then down here you got the details section. I'm always cognizant of this not being zoomed in enough. So someone let me know if it's too difficult to see. All right. So you go to the details section, and then it'll have contract address. Click on it, and then like this is. It shows you here art blocks contract, and you can click on pending transactions, and then we can see there are 3 pending transactions. I don't actually know why these 2 are different. Huh. Maybe someone else can fill me in on that. So to my mind, so these transactions you can see, set approval for all is just like if someone's trying to list something for sale on art blocks, you have to pay a gas transaction. I believe that's what that is. An update project price. This, to my mind, would be like when the Dutch auction goes down. Like you can see, it's another 5 minutes has passed. So when this transaction processes, the price here, you see it's gone down to 3. So if we refresh, it should have, yeah. So that it's no longer pending, that transaction. So, yeah, I actually don't know why these 2 are different, and Anyway, we found this one by going to OpenSea, going to details, clicking on contract address, and then here it says pending. Click on pending, and you'll see all the pending transactions. So we want to keep an eye on this. And then we'll just notice that as more and more people start minting, this will start filling up, and you have to refresh the page to keep it up to date. There is another site that is really, really good for it, for keeping an eye on art blocks drops, and that is Article, ARTACLIO, ARTACL.io. This is the website, and it lists all sorts of projects, but we want to focus on the current drop, ancient courses of fictional rivers. And you can see that there's a ton of information here. It hasn't really populated yet because we haven't seen many minted, but as people start to mint, it updates in real time. There's a gas tracker. You can see the gas price that people have paid and are paying. And then after a collection is minted out, there's all sorts of stuff like listing prices and daily sales volume. And it's really an excellent site. I'm not going to use it for the purposes of this mint because I think it's sort of like, it's almost too much information. And honestly, I don't use it when I mint. I use the contract. So I just want to flag this as a really good resource for people to know. But I'll just go back to keeping an eye on the contract, and then also an eye on the art block. So this will update without you having to refresh the page. It'll as people start minting, it'll go 1, 2, 10, 50, etc. minted. Same with the price per token. I believe that updates without you having to refresh the page. And then it's now sort of like a waiting game. We sort of wait a while, wait till the price starts to drop. As people start to mint, then we start refreshing this page like mad. Honestly, it's once you start getting like some traction, it's sort of like this. It's almost like a game of chicken, which is it's unfortunate that there's this game theory element in buying art and minting art blocks, but it's sort of, it existed beforehand as well when there was just a flat price. It was like this, just a massive gas war, and it was like, who's going to, do you immediately start to mint and just pump huge amounts of gas, or do you wait and see what people are doing? And then it's all about, no matter the mint mechanic or drop mechanic, and this exists outside of art blocks for all sorts of drops, there's always some sort of attempt that people will try and game the system, or just like figure out how to mint for the cheapest, basically. All right, let's talk just generally about this drop and like what my plan or approach is going forward. So I'm a huge fan of art blocks. I love generative art. I love art blocks, generative art, and I love this collection. So I'm looking to mint this because I want to own the art. I want to collect it. I'm not planning on flipping it. I don't really look at it as an investment. I think it's just like, I want to mint this. So, but I also want to not overpay, I guess. So I don't want to mint it for 3 ETH. I could get it for 1 ETH, for instance. But I don't want to miss out on getting it for 1 ETH. So, that again comes, like when it comes to Dutch auctions, it's always a bit of a question. Like if you wait too long, there's always a chance that you'll miss out because, once it hits a certain price and more people look to start minting it, it really does go quickly. It will mint out in a matter of a couple of minutes, most likely, or like 2 to 5 minutes. And then, you could put a transaction through, your gas won't be high enough. You'll have a failed transaction, you'll miss out. And then, maybe the price goes up afterwards, maybe it goes down, who knows, but you miss out on the minting experience. And honestly, that's a lot of the fun for me, and the excitement is actually getting to mint art blocks. So sometimes it might be worth paying slightly higher if you don't want to risk a gas war, if you want to ensure that you mint something. Not to mention, it's just like, it's supporting the artist, obviously. It's supporting art blocks. It's supporting charities. So we can see here 25% of the proceeds will be donated via endowment to local and national charities for environmental causes, tech, literacy, and the arts. A portion of the funds will also go towards humanitarian aid for those affected by the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. So, I mean, yeah, it's not like a bad thing to pay a little more for a beautiful piece of art to help support some charities, to help support an artist, and all that kind of stuff. But I think at the end of the day, most people watching, myself included, tend to want to buy in at the sort of like the cheapest level of the Dutch auction, without risking missing out. All right, we're down to 2.5 ETH now. And usually what will happen, I guess with art blocks and maybe other projects as well, is that someone will want like mint number one. There's a bit of a premium paid on the first mint. And then like there'll be like a mint and then usually like a delay as more people wait for prices to drop. And then maybe like a few people will start minting. And then people are still like waiting and seeing, is it going to go yet? I'm going to wait a while. There's only 10 sales, 20 pending transactions. We're going to wait till the next price. And everyone's sort of like, it's really this interesting phenomenon where everyone is sort of just waiting and watching and then it's like go time. Let's talk about gas. So when it comes to any mint, any gas war, any sort of all right, hang on. The shared screen is blurry. Let me see. Settings. Advanced 1080p. Is it? Yeah. Anyone have any ideas on how to make the stream quality better? It's my first time, I guess, sharing my whole screen. Maybe if I share just a window. Let me try this. How's this? Is this any better? I guess there's a slight delay. This is better. All right, cool. Let's go with this. And then let's see. Does MetaMask show up? MetaMask does not show up. That's the issue. Interesting. Oh well. I mean, I guess. Hang on one second. All right. Let me make sure that it's not minting out. All right. Still no mints yet. 2.5 ETH. All right. Let me try sharing the screen, but not my video. All right. Let's do this. Share screen. This one. And all right, I'm back. Let's do this, and I'll just I don't know. We'll live with some blurriness, and maybe actually the like later on when people come back and watch it, the quality will be improved somehow. I don't know. Streaming is hard. This is yeah. I've done live streams before where I have like I talk to someone and they share their screen, and I think it works fine. But anyway, only thing left to share is your seed phrase. Well, funny you mention it. All right, let's see. Refresh. There is a pending transaction, which is update token price. So it's probably going to drop again shortly. And yeah, I'll just, I'm sorry it's pixelated. I'll just try and talk through as much as I can because I think I want people to be able to see MetaMask and stuff. Yeah. I wonder if display settings would work to fix things. Is this better? That's a big screen. Why does value in pending transactions say 0 ETH? It's a very good question. So These are not purchase transactions. So if you see the method here, it'll say you can hover over it and say this says set approval for all or update project price. So none of these are purchases, so the value is 0 ETH. So to update the project price, the artist doesn't have to pay anything. They just pay the gas and then it updates. All right, so if this doesn't work, this doesn't make it any better, then I'm going to go back to the previous display settings. All right. Next stream will be better. Oh, hang on. How about this? All right, I got rid of my video. How's that? And the audio is still there, I think. And here we go. I can zoom some more. There are top 3. Let's see. Still only 2 pending transactions and none are purchase transactions. All right. So, all right, now that we've got that sorted a little bit, price per token 2 ETH. So it's getting closer to, I guess, where I think people are going to start buying, where I'm going to be comfortable paying for it. I don't know how many I'm going to mint. I really, really do like this drop a lot. I want several. There's no limit on the amount that you can mint on art blocks per wallet anymore. For several months last year, they had a limiter in place, but it wasn't really, I think, doing much to stop anyone that did want to multi-wallet and mint additionals. So when I do start minting, I'll probably start picking up a few. All right, the Etherscan we're looking at is for the entire art blocks. That's correct. So if someone came along and minted, like let's go to the art blocks website, and there's like projects open to mint. There's a whole lot of projects. Should I just mint something? You just what do I like? There was this one. I like this a lot, so I'm gonna mint one. It's 0.15 ETH. I'm going to edit my gas and up it a little bit just to make sure this gets through quickly. And then save and confirm. So you can even view it here. So purchase pending. If you click view on Etherscan, and then you can see the contract here. The contract address ends in 3307, which is the same as the one here. I don't know where it's listed. Anyway, and then you go to pending, purchase 0.15, and then I refreshed too late. All right, I just unless hang on, has it gone through? Yeah, it has. Purchase is completed. So, all right, that experiment didn't work. I wanted to show while it was pending, but let's go back to the main page. All right, there is still only 1 minted. Price is at 2. Update project price is pending. So when that goes through, it will go down again. General question. So some collections like Squiggles make use of a multi-sig to limit who can mint. Would it be reasonable to set up one's own wallet in a multi-sig manner? So any transactions would need multiple confirmations. I think when it comes to a really high value wallet, if you're trying to like secure tons and tons of money, like your vault, then it makes sense to have that potentially behind a multi-sig where you need several signers to authorize transactions. But I think for 99.9% of people and purposes, a multi-sig is sort of overkill. And you could do fine with just a hardware wallet, for instance. All right, we're keeping an eye on transactions again. Price per token 1.75. All right, let's talk about gas. So that's what I was going to get to before. So I use this site, blocknative.com/gas estimator. Now, what this site does is it basically updates in real time uh, how much gas, what your gas settings need to be to get a transaction to approve, and then it tells you like with 70% probability, if your priority is 1.07, your priority fee, and the max fee is 211, it's going to get through. If you want a 99% probability chance, so basically almost guaranteeing, you'll need to set a priority, and I think that's for the next block that's going to be mined, the next Ethereum block. You need a priority of 2.07 now with a max fee of 212. So how do you adjust these settings? How do you change them? So if you open MetaMask, and I apologize if it's blurry because I don't think zoom in on. Yeah, I can't zoom the MetaMask window itself. But first of all, what you want to do is you want to go to account settings. So that is, you click on the top right, and then go down, scroll to settings, and then advanced. And there will be an option that says advanced gas controls. And I think by default it's off. You want to turn that to on. So that will allow you to basically manually set the gas, the priority fee and the max fee when you go to mint. And that will, I'll show you when that comes into play soon. Okay, keeping an eye on the art block side again. So the one of 1,000 minted, the one is minted by the artist themselves. That's mint number 0. So no one has purchased a mint yet. So it's worth keeping an eye on when that will happen. I should do all my purchases on live stream. It's stressful. I don't know that I want to do that. But if it helps, my comment cost Zeneca 0.15 ETH. It didn't. I was looking at buying, minting one of those the other day, and I really do like the art. Let's bring it up. My profile, search, art, Brad. I obviously have a lot of Ode to Roy's, but I got an undercover, this one. I like it. And I think you can move it around as well, yeah. This is interactive. Art is fun. Art is awesome. I really like this one. I think you can pause it as well. If it's not obvious, I'm a huge fan of R plus Brad and the Ode to Roy's. Great collection. Not just for the name, by the way. Obviously, the name appeals to me, but I love the collection a lot as well. I wouldn't have that many. All right. None minted yet. What price do I think it'll start moving at? I am a little surprised that number 1 hasn't gone. And yes, I am tempted to get number 1 as well, but I will refrain. I don't know. I guess I don't personally place a huge premium on mint numbers. It'd be funny if that collection mints out because of this. Yes, it would. All right, let me have a look at YouTube comments. I've just been keeping an eye on the Discord, but all right, a lot of stream issues. All right. What is my estimation at the price it will sell at? Here we go. First mint gone. So what we can do is refresh the page, and we might be able to see the mint. That's something that I love doing as well. And then if we click on live, we'll get to see what it looks like. And so I love watching mints as they happen and getting an idea for the collection, just to get an idea. Like, how much do I like the collection? Because obviously we can see the test mints, but there can be a difference between the test mints and the real mints, and it's nice to get just bigger samples and new samples of, the style, the color palettes. Excuse me. And there we go. This is mint number 1. I believe that is done. And then we scroll back up. Snowfro minted it. All right. That makes sense. If we go back to the contract, which is here, so the Upblocks contract, you can see. Can you see the transactions? I'm really not showing off my bright side at the moment, but I would have thought we'd be able to see the purchase transaction somewhere here. Anyway, let's go back to pending. Do I manually refresh MintSite and Etherscan? You don't have to manually refresh the MintSite. That will automatically update on Upblocks, but Etherscan you do have to manually refresh, yeah. What are my thoughts on Dutch auctions versus regular public mints? I have mixed feelings. I like Dutch auctions because back when, like, especially for art blocks before the Dutch auctions, when there was a fixed mint price, gas wars were just getting astronomical. So the mint price might have been 0.15, 0.2, but because there was such demand to mint the pieces, people were paying like 1 ETH in gas just to mint, and it sort of really defeated the purpose, I think, and ended up where the end result was people were paying 1 ETH, 1.5 ETH to mint something, but the artist was only getting 0.2. Art blocks was only getting 0.02 or whatever. Charity was getting less. Now it might cost the same for the end user, but the money is sort of, to my mind, allocated in better places. Obviously, miners would disagree. There's pros and cons to Dutch auctions, of course. Like it doesn't allow for as much secondary market price discovery, which is what happened previously. And for other projects, I'm less convinced that it's a great way to go. And it also depends on collection size, I think. I think for like a Dutch auction, if there's one NFT for sale where it's just it starts at 100 ETH and drops, and then when it gets to a certain price, someone will buy it. And then I think that's great. The issue comes in when it's a Dutch auction that drops, periodically by a certain price, and then people are always waiting and watching, and then there ends up being a gas war anyway at a certain price. It sort of kind of defeats the purpose a bit, but there's basically no great mint mechanic. Yeah. So maybe this is the wrong contract. I don't know how I got to this one. I'm just going to use this now. This one we can see. I bought 0.15 ETH 10 minutes ago. Snowfro purchased 1.75 4 minutes ago. And then I think, and there's no pending transactions. When pending transactions pop up, we will see it pop up. Where are we? Back to the Upblock site. Back to Discord. All right, we're down to 1.25. Something I also love to do is hang out in the Upblocks Discord itself, both in the Block Talk channel, as well as in every Upblocks curated artist will have their own channel. So we have Robert Hodgin. I'm probably butchering that. I apologize. Where people usually share the mints that are coming out, talk about them. It's just a lot of fun, and yeah. But I mean, I'm already in too many different places at once. Why don't you use a tool showing you a stream of the chain? I don't know. I just I just don't. It would probably make sense to use something like that, but I don't know. I don't even mint that much anymore. Like I think in terms of like there's a lot of analytics tools and um like platforms out there to really help people and show more information. But go back 8 months, 6 months, there wasn't much of that, especially for NFT purchases, and that's when I did most of my minting and flipping and all that kind of stuff. And so it seems so weird to say, but I'm set in my ways, old school. I'm sure I will start to use some of the tools as they um, I don't know, as they become more prolific. But for the time being, I like looking at the contract and the website. And I click some random link. How big is my monitor? My monitor is 27 inch, 30 inch, something like that. Apparently, OpenSea is down. It's always fun. All right. Looks like we're heading to 1 ETH shortly. This is what a lot of Dutch auctions are like. It's waiting, waiting and seeing, waiting and seeing, and then you'll see it'll go real quickly once it starts to run. Do I remember what I set my gas for the World of Women Galaxy? I think to begin with, I had the priority fee at like 25 and the max fee at like 400 Gwei. But then I saw again on Block Native that the fees were just skyrocketing. Just every 10, 20 seconds it was jumping up. So I think I ended up having to put in like 1,500 and 2,500 for the priority and max fees just to get my transaction through. And yeah, so it kind of gets hectic where you're keeping one eye on the contract, you're keeping one eye on the gas fee, you're going into MetaMask, you're trying to up the gas. You're checking discords, you're everywhere at once, and it really does get hectic. What's the mint limit on art blocks per wallet and per transaction? It is 1 per transaction, but there's no limit per wallet, and you can queue up multiple transactions at once. So I'm actually going to do that where I'll mint and then I'll refresh the page and I'll mint again, just because I want to sort of get multiple transactions through at once because I want to mint multiple because I like the drop. Where am I from? I am from Australia. I'm living in Germany at the moment, but I'm born and raised in Oz, and will be going back to live there in about a year. What price do I think these will start selling? I mean, based on, nothing other than just how many have sold so far, I would say we might drop to maybe the 0.5 mark. I'm optimistic and I'm always wrong. Like I get it wrong a lot. Sometimes, if you listen to Two Bored Apes, I think Jamie and I, my podcast with Jamie, we once sort of predicted, I think, what we thought. I can't remember if it was a Zeneca or another drop would sell out at, and I was like way off. And I think I predicted something like 6 times higher than what it actually sold at. How much gas did I pay in total? Let's see. I minted 10, and my effective price was 1.13 ETH each. So uh, the mint price was 1 ETH, so I paid 0.13 ETH per mint. Yeah, at those levels. One thing you should know is that when you put your gas settings into MetaMask, it'll give you an estimate, tell you like cost this much in ETH and the USD value or the euro, whatever you are in value. And it's always, it can be startling. That's an estimate, and it's always on the high side. So basically it estimates the maximum amount that you will possibly pay, and almost every single time the actual amount that is paid is lower. So just worth keeping in mind. All right. I think So someone says 2500 gray is about 0.5 ETH. So it depends. Every single contract is different. And depending on the contract, uh, the gray amount is going to translate to a different amount of ETH. And I'm 95% sure that's how it works. Again, I'm not a developer. Um, I am not an, yeah. All right, so someone just said there's one pending at the 1 ETH mark. I refresh this page. We can see there's one pending now. And now you see it's a purchase. So previously, it always said the value was 0 ETH. Now we can see that the value is 1 ETH and the method is purchase. And you can even see their gas. Someone's put it in at 1.5 ETH priority fee and a 48 1.5 gray priority fee and a 48 gray max fee. And then if we refresh the page, there are no matching entries, which means that one has cleared and been processed, and we can see that there have now been 3 minted. It's good to note Art Blocks mints consume 3 times more gas than normal NFT drops. That is basically correct. So the more complicated the contract is, or just like the more code involved that needs to be processed on the Ethereum blockchain, the more data that needs to be written to the Ethereum blockchain might be a more accurate way of saying it. The more that it's going to cost in gas, basically. And because art blocks, for most intents and purposes, are like the art is stored on chain, it costs more than say your standard PFP project where the NFT is a JPEG that is stored on IPFS or off chain, something like that. Generally, anything that's on chain is going to cost more in gas just because it costs money to do anything on the Ethereum blockchain. Someone asked me to paste the contract link. I can do that. Ether scan contract. And refresh. Still, sorry. It's looking like we're going to drop to 0.75 and then we'll see some mints. Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly surprised. I was expecting to be paying 1 ETH and maybe 0.75. And maybe it ends up selling at 0.75, but maybe it drops some more. Again, just I think as Vitor said, I'm always bullish. I always, I don't know. I value it a lot, I guess, myself. If this weren't a Dutch auction but a regular sale, would I buy at 1 ETH? I would, yes. I think. I mean, I really like this particular drop more than most. And it's a personal thing, right? Like I'm buying this to collect. I'm buying this because I like art. I like generative art. I like art blocks. And to me, this drop appeals to me. That doesn't necessarily mean that it'll appeal to others. Doesn't necessarily mean or say anything about short, medium, long-term value or secondary market value. Anything like that. Like a Zeneca. That's a drop that, again, anyone who listens to the podcast would know that I absolutely love. I have like, I don't know, 10, 15 of them, but the secondary market hasn't valued them as highly as I do. So I keep buying them at prices that are appealing to me. I would mint this at 1 ETH if it was a flat price and there was, say, it wasn't a Dutch auction. In terms of how many I would mint at that price, that's a good question. And then I start thinking about sort of how many other people are minting and potentially picking them up on the secondary market instead of minting. Something to consider is you're generally paying a bit of a premium when you mint because there's always the chance that you mint a rare, quote unquote, or something that is has traits that are less common, and those have higher value. Plus, you also just the minting experience is fun. You get to bake that in. You get that element of randomness, that vending machine aspect, and so maybe you're paying a little bit of a premium there. Whereas, and so a good option is in many instances to sort of wait and look on the secondary market. Sometimes the price drops below mint. Sometimes you also have like the comfort and freedom to like look for one that really appeals to you. And so maybe you don't like the randomness, you don't like the luck element, and you just want to take your time and buy something on secondary. Of course, who knows? Maybe prices go up on secondary. It's impossible to know. Basically, it's all speculation. So I try not to, especially when it comes to art blocks, I try not to look at anything from an investment perspective. I look at it as a collector, as wanting to just secure some mints, and I enjoy minting. All right, so we're down to 0.75. Going to refresh the pending. Still 0 pending. And yeah, we can go down and have a look. All right, mint number 2 came through. It like just dawned on me that I'm not actually on camera. I hit it a while ago. I hope the quality is decent. If it's still blurry, I got to figure out a way to make it unblurry next time. So cool. All right, back to this. Let's refresh. Still no pending. So it seems to me likely that it's going to drop to 0.5. Usually, if once it starts, once it hits a new level, if it's going to mint out there, there'll be like momentum out of the bat. Do I think minting art blocks curated is good for flipping? No, I do not think it is good for flipping. I don't recommend that approach to anyone. I would suggest it's good if you enjoy generative art, if you enjoy the experience, if you want to collect art, then I would suggest minting art blocks curated. Yeah, maybe go back a year and the answer would have been different, or 8 months. But where we are right now, I don't. I mean, obviously, I don't give financial advice. I don't recommend anyone, does anything for any financial purposes or investment purposes. But I mean, guess to answer your question, do I think it's good for flipping? No, I think it's fun. It's good for collecting art, getting great art at, to my mind, pretty reasonable prices. But yeah. All right, let's refresh. Still no pending. This is my first live stream. We should get a POAP. This is my first live stream, actually. My own, where like I was the only person on there. I've done some streams where I'm talking to someone else and like interviewing them, or we're going through like I've done some live streams with Crypto Tax Calculator and with Omri, who is an IP lawyer. But in terms of me just sharing my screen and streaming something, yeah. Unless we go back to my online poker days, and then I streamed some online poker as well. But as far as the NFT space goes, yes, this is my first live stream. So, do we have a POAP? 114 people. I don't know, POAPs. There's so no. Sorry, no POAP for this. We have POAPs to get out for the movie night we've done in ZenAcademy. 2 POAPs to come, and then I already have to do an airdrop of NFTs to all Two Bored Apes listeners that Vitor has been waiting on me to get done. He sent all the assets and stuff over, and I'm the one dragging my feet there. So no POAP today, but maybe for a future one we'll have a POAP. I do like POAPs. I think they're great. Will I just start minting straight away if it hits the bottom price for mint? Yes. I will go on record. If it hits 0.1 ETH, I will be hitting this button and refreshing the page and hitting it again as many times as I can, and minting as many as I can. I personally think that that's a very good price. Community initiated POAP. Hey, if one of you want to release a POAP and put it in the YouTube chat, go for gold. I will probably endorse the endeavor, but I don't want to take that on myself. All right. I think price is going to drop shortly. And then we'll see at the 0.5 level. Any other questions that I might be missing? Do I know how to edit my transaction hash? Kind of control what the hash is to determine the mint. I do not. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't think that it is. But I, again, am not an expert. Any art blocks collections I regret not minting or wish that I could have? I've pretty much minted every single art blocks curated since I got into art blocks. There's a couple I missed. But like, I mean, obviously, I wish I could have minted ringers. I wish I could have minted chromie squiggles. I wish I could have, like, there's so many before my time. I just missed algo bots. I was like just hearing and learning. Oh, okay, so we're up to 6 minted. All right, shifting gears. 3 pending transactions. At this point, I just refreshed the page. 4 pending transactions, down to 1 pending transaction. So to my mind, it doesn't seem like it's about to mint out. It doesn't seem like it's about to run away at the 0.5 mark. So I will probably wait, even though, you know, I would gladly pay 0.5 if it was minting out, and I definitely personally think it's worth that much. But because there's just not that much demand, and this goes for any Dutch auction, like the World of Women Galaxy auction, I would have paid probably a little bit higher than 1 ETH if it was about to mint out a little bit higher, but I decided to wait, and yeah. And so we got 7 minted now, and 0 pending. So it's looking like we'll get to 0.3, maybe 0.2. Yeah, guess we'll see. A limited number of Ancient Courses mints will come with a treasure map feature. The owner can request a physical print. Now that's exciting. I would love to get a treasure map one. I'm going to refresh the page. We'll probably see some more samples. Let's look at number 3. So snake-like, and then so, I don't know what the word is. This one, the map in the background seems a lot more intricate than the other ones, which I think is very cool. I don't know. I like maps. I like maps, and I like words. So like Zeneca, fonts, and Parabellum. I really like that one. Right, 9 minted. Do I manually set gas for all mints that I do? Pretty much, yeah. If it's like a really slow mint, like there's absolutely no rush, I'll probably just use the default gas settings for MetaMask. But I more or less generally always adjust the gas slightly. Gas is like nice and low, basically. I mean, you go back a few months and the max fee was just consistently 200 to 300 required for any amount of transaction. We're living in pretty good days, all things considered, and contracts are getting better, more optimized, just in general. So that's nice for those of us in the NFT space. All right, we got 129 people listening in. This is pretty good. It's more than any of my other streams. I wonder if I should be checking anywhere else for questions. Where are we? General chat. All right, let's go back. All right, we're down to 0.3. Now let's see. 0 pending. Wow. I'm shocked. All right, here we go. 7 pending. Refresh. 10 pending. Refresh. It starts getting like 50 to 100, then you know it's going to run away. 13 pending, 19 pending. All right, I'm going to mint. So I'm going to click purchase. I'm going to click mint. I'm going to keep an eye on the gas, click edit. Go back here, refresh, 44 pending, so it's still going up. Max priority fee, I'm going to go 50, and I'm going to go 150 because nope, all right, it's come down. Let's go 10, and let's go 150. And we think that will get through. Refresh, and confirm, 77 pending. All right, now it's definitely going to go through. And it's definitely going to mint out, I think. And so I'm going to refresh this page. I'm going to purchase another one, click purchase, 83 pending, back, check the gas. Okay, so I basically just want to make sure that these go through. So I'm going to go with 25 and 150 and 123 pending. And then let's see. This one is still, I'm going to speed this up because it hasn't, oh no, it's gone through. All right. Now let's see, 219 pending. So now we definitely want to just start. I'm going to keep this open on the side. Purchase a mint and purchase 283. So now I'm just going to start refreshing it and putting through a lot at high prices. Let's go 25, 150, and confirm. And then refresh, refresh. Purchase a mint, purchase. So we've got 2 so far. All right, let's go. Max priority fee, I'm going to go 50 and max fee 175 because I think these are great. And I want them. And then pending, 675 pending. I'm going to go back. I'm going to increase the speed up my first one. I'm going to make that. No, that's not enough. Refresh. Now you can see here that it's spiking even more. Purchase. All right, let's go. Max priority fee. I'm going to go with 75. Max fee 250. As you can see, as time goes on, usually you need to up. I'm going to go 300. Oh, I didn't edit that. 75. And so confirm. That's basically what I do. Over and over and over again. We refresh. 820 pending. Purchase. And I will probably be overpaying a little bit here, but I'm okay with that. And remember that the estimates are always on the high side. Good. We'll go back and we'll have a look at how much I actually ended up paying. It'll be less than these estimates. 709 minted. So these are about to mint out. And I don't know that how many went through. So I'm going to, let's go 150, 350. I'm going to have to go back and speed up. So the way transactions work is that they go one after the others. The future ones, even if you put in higher gas, won't process until the earlier ones are processed. So I got to speed this up. Oh no, there we go. They all got through. So that first one got through. All right, now there's 1,000 pending, 935 minted. We can maybe get one more through. Edit. My computer seems slow, maybe because I'm streaming. All right, I'm going to go real high for this one. Let's go 200 and 500. And confirm. So it says the estimated gas fee that was like 0.15. I bet we end up paying less than that if this succeeds, but I think it might fail. All right, it's minted out. Yeah, that one I imagine would have failed. Yeah, failed transaction. Ended up costing us 0.03 in gas. So we lost a little bit there, but all right, we got, let's see how many we got. See how quickly that went? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with 7. Yeah, I think if I could have just clicked waved a magic wand and gotten say 11, 12, I probably would have, but 7 is obviously a lot. I'm happy with that. And yeah, the failed transaction cost 0.03. So, as I mentioned before, like as the transaction was processing and MetaMask was estimating it, it was saying it was going to cost 0.15 or something, and then the fail was much lower than that. Shall we look at them? Shall we try and find ours? My profile. Where do we go? Ancient courses. My profile. Search ancient. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. We can also go to OpenSea if not down, and go to profile. Everything is seeming so slow. All right, and you can see the content's not available. You can also see all the crap that I get airdropped just constantly. Don't feel jealous. This is all valueless. All right, we click on one. Not available yet, but we got the token number here. So we know that that's the token number. So we could go back to Art Blocks, for instance, and then click on a live view of any old one, and then edit the token number. And then, oh, this is the previous mint. Let me go back. That was the other collection, which also hasn't rendered because Art Blocks is a little slow. All right, here we go. Token number is one of ours. I love this color palette. It's I can't wait to go see if I have any treasure maps either. Well, I hope this was interesting, insightful. Do you keep all of these in a hot wallet? Isn't that risky? I do for minting, but then I usually transfer them to my vault, I think. Yeah. When it comes to pieces, like any NFTs that I want to hold long term, I generally transfer them. When gas isn't like, I usually wait for gas to drop till it's lower because I'm not in an immediate rush to transfer these. But when it does drop, I'll probably transfer them to my cold wallet. All right. That was that. I hope that was, yeah. I know there were some technical difficulties early on, and I hope it wasn't too blurry. But yeah, I'm definitely going to probably do some more streams, I think, especially for maybe a more hyped drop as well, a different gas war. But you saw just how quickly that just started to run away at the 0.3 mark. It was like, it was slow, it was nothing, waiting, and then boom, just pending transactions, started minting out. And it was like within the matter of 2 minutes, mint, set gas high, check gas limits, and constantly back and forth, checking the contract, clicking on the web page, checking the gas fees, checking the pending transaction, seeing if you have to speed it up, all of that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.